checking it is working. And okay, this is us coming live. And we are live. We're live here in the market bar with a live audience. How can we hear a live audience? Fantastic. We've got the Galipaygos piece of history. You're a piece of history. We're in the historic piece of history in itself, of course, going all the way back to the Jacobite. It used to be a bordello in the Jacobite.
Before our time.
Yeah, a tad before your time. We're going to talk about your time. We're going to go back 20 years, talk about the Galipaygos and its infinicy. And we'll talk about that. I'm looking forward to talking about you performing in this place and how and some of the stuff that was done here. We're also talking about the year 2003, when 20 years ago, I did work that out, all the way back 20 years. So it's the 20th anniversary of the founding of the Galipaygos. Put your hands together for that. Anyway, please. Over to you.
We're going to start off with a few songs, right back to the start. It's called Open Water. Past the harbour walls and out to sea, together again for our second journey. There are no maps, no routes to take. Tonight the stars don't seem that far away. Where will we go? We could go anywhere. We'll set our course, we'll find out when we get there. Keep a log on board of progress made, find discoveries along the way. Charting our position by the sun, no same day ends as it's begun. Where will we go? We could go anywhere. We'll set our course, we'll find out when we get there. looks could kill, then I'd be dead. I'm at the mercy of your scorn instead. Sweetheart, smile. You're so pretty when you do. It's been a long while since you let me next to you, going over and over the things we've been over before. Major point, my dear, those looks you've given send the message loud and clear. Can't you forgive and forget? I won't say sorry for something I don't regret. Been arguing night and day, there's nothing left that I can do or say. Sweetheart, smile. You're so pretty when you do. It's been a long while since you let me next to you, going over and over the things we've been over before. You say I've gone too far this time, unknowingly I crossed a line. Try your patience to the limit, you lose out, I keep winning. Sweetheart, smile. You're so pretty when you do. It's been a long while since you let me next to you, going over and over the things we've been over, over and over the things we've been over, over and over the things we've been over before. Get across what you can say should come easy at your age. Going out, I'm in the hallway. Let me in 'cause I am lonely. Think you understand me fine. By now you should know wrong from right. No, you never got your way. Seems to be an easy ride. Rules are simple, black and white, neither good or bad, wrong or right. I have the pleasure to reveal you've been voted guard dog of the year. Got your routine every day, all those years that never changed. It's all you've known and all you needed. Look around, you succeeded. All the time she called your name, half time she called name. And with every passing year, I wonder if you felt a change. Rules are simple, black and white, either good or bad, wrong or right. I have the pleasure to reveal you've been voted guard dog of the year.
wonderful Galipaygos here in the Market Bar in Inverness in the Highlands of Scotland. For those that are viewing around the world, thank you for joining us, and thanks to our audience here who we've press ganged off the street basically, didn't we?
We did.
We did. Got a club out and brought them in. So thanks for being here, guys. Just a little personal note at this point. One of the reasons I love Galipaygos songs, and please do tell us which part of your 20 years that those songs come in.
Would you? They're pretty much the
earlier stuff. Okay, so that leads me on to my first question. But why I particularly enjoy, and this has happened all the way through all the albums. How many albums? 19 or something now.
8 albums. So
8 albums. Every song's an incident, isn't it? It's like I've been listening to a few Galipaygos albums this week, and it's still like, I wonder what happened there then. Did that resolve itself, or did you just leave it hanging? Was that something, what were you trying to do? Were you trying to resolve some problems in your life perhaps, or inform people?
Turn the cameras off, Scott. I think probably a lot of my songs have always been pretty personal.
Yeah.
A lot of the artists that I like the Kinks and Squeeze,
Yeah.
songs are a 3.5-minute story.
Yeah.
So
Movies in
a lot
3.5
of
minutes.
ours
Yeah.
are similar.
Okay, let's talk about let's talk about how you met in the first place, and then we'll develop the story from there.
Well,
We're 20 years ago. This is 2003. You met before that,
I should say this week there's been a lot of fact checking.
right?
There's been a lot of,
Okay, I know we're all
"This is
getting
what
to
I
that
remember.
point.
Did this
Yeah.
happen?"
Yeah.
No, it didn't. This is what happened.
So yeah, it's funny you talk about Andrew's songwriting and being quite there is a song about this, this very thing that happened. So where me and Andrew had met kind of before, when Andrew played in Lagova with Kevin and Garth, and I was
I'd heard of them.
so I'd kind of met Andrew sort of along the way, and then there was an Easter weekend that myself and Garth and Andrew had on a Sunday, an Easter Sunday, that I can't really go into how much alcohol we drank that day. It's a Friday. Yeah, Andrew will tell you afterwards, but yeah. Anyway, a few months later, I met Andrew in Barbazas, of course, which was a Saturday night, and for that day that we spent Easter, we didn't really talk about a lot about music. We listened to a lot of music.
Yeah.
So in that conversation, I was living in Invergordon, and I was into a lot of music that there was a lot of people just didn't listen to.
Aye.
So like Big Star and the Flying Burrito Brothers and
Yeah.
Wilco. And
Well, me and you then in that case.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but there was nobody else I knew that listened to this kind of music. So I met Andrew in this club, and we started talking about these things.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh yeah, I really like them." And I was like, "Yeah, well, I like them too." I said, "You know, sometimes I try and learn to play these songs on guitar." And that moment, I could see Andrew's kind of ears pricking. So you play? I was like, yeah. He was like, "Oh well, maybe we should get a jam sometime." So I was like, "Well, sounds good." I gave him my number, and that was as far as I knew that was going to happen.
Was
at some point soon.
Lakota on the go at that time?
Yes.
And you were cutting an indie furrow through the Inverness
We were cutting some sort of
music scene.
drunken furrow, I think it was. Yeah, so I met Steve on the Friday night. We agreed to have a rehearsal at some point. On the Sunday night, I met Rob Ellen for the very first time.
So wait a minute, whoa, go back.
Whose story is this?
No, but I'm just trying to.
Who's telling me?
So when had you met each other?
I met him on the Friday.
On the Friday
I met
and
you on the Sunday.
Sunday. Yeah. Okay.
I'll be honest, I had partaken in some alcohol on the Sunday before I met Rob. For those of you who don't know, Rob is a local music promoter. I sold him a tale that had a fantastic alternative country band. It would be right up his street, and he offered me a gig.
I bought it.
There and then, he said, "Great, I've got this act coming over from Canada, they're called Ox, you can open for them." I said, "Fantastic." I can remember this quite clearly. "Fantastic. When is it?" "It's in 9 days' time." "Brilliant." And then I phoned Steve on Monday. He said, "Great, do you want to have a rehearsal?"
That's
And
no, I used to say, well, I thought this guy's mental. I thought we've not even practiced together.
Yeah,
We've not jammed together, and he wants us to have a gig in 9 days' time.
And that's how the band started. So
Yeah.
Steve was up for the challenge, and 9 days later
Yeah.
we performed live with 2 other people, Kevin from Lakova and Claire Campbell.
That's right, Claire was there. Yeah.
Claire stayed with us for about 24 hours and
Yeah.
thought, "This is madness, I'm off."
Yeah, that and having a career all of her own in
Yes,
Glasgow
absolutely.
and other stuff.
And it just gathered pace from
yeah.
there, so we then
Yeah.
pretty quickly recorded the first
And
album.
how long was it before you owned up to all of this? To me, months.
I think that was just now, was it?
So, and it went well.
Yeah, it got
yeah.
us started.
Yeah.
There was no.
Yeah.
I think if you commit to doing something, you have to go and do it.
Yeah. So that was in the Maple Court. That was,
Yeah.
which was a nice little listening room gig
Yeah.
that was here. So it was ideal. So you had a winning audience, didn't you? You had people that were ready to
be
listen
honest,
anyway.
we kind of needed one after that first gig.
Aye.
We showed like we only had 9 days together.
No, it didn't on the time. And just to put this into context, back at that time, Hootenanny had just opened up. Yeah,
Yeah, well, that's what it meant.
that's where we met. Belladrum was about to happen that year. The next year. Lupaloo hadn't started yet. There had been, the Market Bar had been going on forever. Faultline Festival had done its thing. The Proclaimers had come out of this and become huge. So just about every band in Inverness thought they were going to have loads of hits, didn't they? Including yourselves.
Don't know about that. I mean, maybe in their own mind.
So how many songs did you get together for that gig?
I would say 6 or 7.
Something like that.
Yeah.
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 Half an hour's worth, I think.
Okay, so let's develop this a bit further. How long
To be
before?
honest, that very first song that
Yeah.
we played,
That was in there, was it? Yeah. So how long before you decided that the first album had to happen? Because at that time there was studios opening up and there was people that, I mean, I'm mocking saying everybody thought they were going to have hits, but there was people that were looking for songs to try and make hits. And there was record deals happening, and you know, this is a long time ago. There was record deals happening in the music industry that was starting to kick off around the Highlands. Were you aware of all of that at the time?
I don't know if we were.
No.
I think we were just on our own little mission.
Yeah.
And how quickly did we record the album after that?
A few months, I think. I mean, it tended to be sort of after the first gig, I think we kind of got a little bit of thing of, right, well, you know, we can't actually do something with this.
Yeah.
So, inevitably, it was like Friday night, as soon as work finished, I mean, I still never got it, but I would come up from Invergordon, armed with 2 bottles of wine, and we would sit there for hours, and Andrew would go, I've written a new
Yeah.
song,
Yeah.
and we would work on that, work on another song, and that was kind of like,
Yeah.
it was just routine. The thing of just being sort of every Friday night sitting there and just going through the songs and then developing things, and then, you know, I would start singing, and it was just kind of,
When was the first real gig?
I thought the first gig was a real gig.
No, that was an opening spot. You did.
Aberdeen quite early, didn't we? We played in the Wild Boar. There was an Expo North thing.
that's right, yeah.
Oh yeah. That was the kicking off then
I
as
can't
well.
remember, was it called Go North?
Go North, it was, yeah.
We played at that pretty early.
Yeah.
So I think we probably did an album within 6 months.
Yeah.
We recorded that in a day, and the guy who owned the recording studio, Alan Harfield, he then asked if he could join the band.
Yeah. So the first album was at Alan's place. Yeah.
And it was
Yeah,
a
of
3-piece acoustic album,
Yeah.
and then Alan wanted to get involved, and then
It was literally the day we finished recording, we jammed it, I remember.
Yeah.
and then shortly after that, Dickie Bills begged to join the band, and it was slightly embarrassing. Dickie came on board.
Dickie, is that
He
true?
was to the-
It's close. It's close.
So how did you see them playing and then decided that that'd be cool?
Interesting one. I mean, I heard, I had a copy of the first album
All right.
that obviously, as Andrew said, didn't have any drums and that's sacrilege.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Dickie Bill's the funkiest person in Inverness, just for those that don't know.
you know. So I really, really like the songs.
Yeah.
So much so that I actually threw one at my computer and recorded some drums onto it.
All right. Okay.
And brought it back to Andrew and said, Andrew, I think you need me. And he kind of raised an eyebrow. I could see the cogs turning to up.
Yeah.
Let's give this a go.
Yeah. How many bands were you playing with at that time?
I can't remember.
How many bands are you playing with now? No. Dickie Bills joins the band. You've got Alan Harcourt, who is basically your George Martin, isn't he?
Yeah, well, yeah.
So he knows all the studio stuff and technology.
Well, the hardest thing for bands to do is to produce money to go and
Yes.
record music. So having
Yeah.
somebody who had a studio in the band
Yeah.
was just
Yeah.
incredible. So
And,
we
and who
rehearsed.
had the van?
Yeah, well, that's it. So his studio was out at Aldern.
Yeah.
So we were out there for years,
Yeah.
recording and rehearsing.
Yeah.
Jamie McGregor joined.
It became a bit of a studio project, didn't it?
Well,
Although I know that you've always maintained that live
yeah,
live thing. You've always enjoyed.
well, the fact that it was available
Yeah.
to us,
Yeah,
you know,
no.
I mean, really, really lucky. So,
And and Alan was a fabulous musician as well, wasn't he?
unbelievable.
He played so just for us, he sung, he played bass, he played banjo, he played Hammond organ, saxophone. This is all just
Yeah.
is all just on one album.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, to have somebody like that in your band
Yeah.
is just,
Yeah.
and the enthusiasm that Alan played with as well. You know, just incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when did we lose Alan?
End of August, I think.
Oh, well. So we should dedicate this all to Alan, and
Well, we've got one later on for him.
all right. So I'm preempting the whole thing. Looking back, right? Okay, we've got a couple of songs coming up, and thanks for your for everybody's attention, and thanks for doing this. This is fun, actually. You've got a couple of songs coming up. Right, highlights of the entire 20 years. Dickie Bills, your highlight.
Well, I can one that sticks out is very early days for me. I think it was maybe possibly the second gig that I played with the Galipaygos.
Yeah.
And of all things, not my favourite types of events, it was a battle of the bands.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Now,
So you were ambitious.
I went that briefly. We didn't enter ourselves into it.
yeah, we were in
Somebody entered us in and we got a phone call, congratulations, you're through to the battle of the bands. Anyway, I'll carry on.
So yeah, so the prize was, I think, it was to play Hogmanay as the support band at the main event in Aberdeen's.
Oh, Union Street, yeah. Okay.
I think it was Ricky Ross for supporting Ricky Ross, but
Yeah.
I could be wrong. It was a long 20 years ago. So I was playing with another band at the time, and
You never were.
we were.
Can you remember who they were?
It was the Mystic Shoes.
Okay.
So we were, solidly booked pretty much every new year for quite
Yeah.
one that we couldn't really back out of. So
No.
we're driving down to Aberdeen, and I turn to Andrew and he says, Andrew, what are you going to do if we win this thing?
Yeah.
And he turned around, he paused and he turned around and looked at me and goes, Dickie Bills, I love your optimism. And lo and behold, we won it.
Yeah, man.
So we spent the whole time coming back going, how the hell are we going to get out of this?
Yeah.
So I think that's a big highlight.
Yeah.
And we was going to have a good time at that point.
Yeah, man. So what year? Can you, in context?
2004 maybe?
So you're pretty in with the bricks, and
Yeah.
as far as the rhythm section is concerned, definitely, yeah. So
Steve.
Andrew, well, Steve first.
been so, like, genuinely, there's been so many, from a conversation to you know, playing at Velodrome, playing at the Wickermar Festival, playing at all of these things that we kind of never would think that we would do. I think there's so many. We did a thing sort of later on in the band where we went on a little tour with our pals Dropkick, you know.
Yeah.
And so if you don't know Dropkick, you should go and see them. We went and go and see them 2-3 weeks ago, and they're still just brilliant.
I like this lineup with
great.
Andrew singing it off the drums and everything. It's like leaving Helm or something.
Oh, they're just ace.
Yeah.
Like, it seems to be a little bit more direct now with them.
Yeah.
But we did like a little tour with them, and it was the only time we did properly, apart from a couple of trips to Scory, where we'd like done these things where we just went places, you know, rather than just playing a gig and going home at the end of the night. And it was a bit of an eye-opening experience just to kind of go around these places and play, but I really loved that. But for one highlight, I don't think it's possible. I think there's just so many things that we've done. To try to name one.
Yeah, I'm going to come back to Velodrome and maybe pin you down on that one at some point. Andrew.
To be perfectly honest, it's all been a highlight.
Hey, that's not a rehearse.
Well, it has all been highlights. You know, we kind of got going quickly, and then before we knew it, we were playing at Velodrome in 2004, 2005. We recorded 2 albums by that point.
Only 2?
We
Sure.
opened for the Delgados Lead and Core,
Yeah.
and it was just, you know, we gathered speed pretty quickly, and you know, given the band has only ever been a hobby. You know, we've been really lucky. We have, you know, we've worked hard, but we've had great opportunities. I mean, the highlights for me probably are the gigs that don't look like they're going to be highlights, where you go out to Drumland Rocket or Edmonton, or we once played. In fact, was this a highlight? This might be a low light. We were invited to go over and play a gig at Scorig, which is a place with no road into it. You have to get boats there, and we didn't have high hopes for this. You know, everybody else we knew was heading to London, and we were heading out to the west coast of
That's
Scotland.
an interesting turn of events, right enough.
And going over there, once we got there, was amazing.
Yeah,
You know,
always was.
So yeah, kind of the genuine highlights were great, and there was lots of surprises along the way. Priceless.
But you weren't noticed outside the Highlands. I know you worked really hard in the Highlands, but you were doing the occasional trip down to Glasgow and the occasional English gig and stuff like that as well.
I think we quite got as far as England. We got to Darvel. We did the Darvel Festival. And again, that was brilliant. We didn't even know what Darvel was. I think we got invited over to MySpace.
Hey, that's put a time scale on it right there. Yeah.
So,
Excellent. Okay, we're going to come back to it, and the obvious question for any interviewer is the name of the band. I want to ask that question, where it came from, but you've got a couple of songs for us, eh?
Okay.
For that.
I think we're going to hand over to Steve to sing a couple of songs.
Okay.
I love it when Steve sings.
I love it more.
I'm not so much a fan.
To be honest, that would be another highlight for me. So
Right, tell us before we butt in. Tell us when you first realised that you probably haven't realised that you want to sing yet. When did you first?
Sure.
I know. When did you first start singing? Was it in the house with the kids?
No, the first time.
With your parents?
The first time that was when I was saying, going back to like we were saying when we were practicing on a Friday night.
Yeah.
So it was one of these things of I kind of thought I could give it a go.
Is that right?
And
So you hadn't sung up until you met
No.
Andrew?
But it's amazing the power of wine.
Yeah.
So like you have enough of it, and then you're like, you know what? I can actually give this a go. So well, that's kind of what we did. I mean, that was a lot of this sort of this learning.
Were you
curve.
coaxed? Did he coax you?
No. It's genuinely it was one of these things that like I was saying. Well, I can give this a go. I remember 2 Mouths to Feed trying to get the harmony right for that, and that felt like a challenge. We got that kind of sorted. So it was like.
So were the harmonies easy from the onset, or you were saying it's a challenge?
A lot of it, particularly at the start, was a lot of work.
Yeah.
You know, you just have to. It's the same with everything. You have to kind of just practice and practice and practice until it kind of works. But then, it's one of these things of, particularly being a bloke, nobody wants to be the guy that sings the high bit because all your mates will take the piss out of you. You know, you do so.
And that is
But,
why I like the song.
So
I
that's
get in first with the melody I want.
You both are singing high bits to these ears.
so that was the thing behind that. Plus, at the same time, if you're being honest and you want to be making music, you want to kind of do as much as you possibly can to make that work.
Yeah.
And then we're talking about, like, you know, Big Star, we're talking about you
Yeah.
know, bands with harmonies in them.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of thing that you're into. You want to kind of try and emulate that to some degree.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like the thinking behind that. It was just
So he had written a few songs before you started to think about writing songs?
you've
Yeah.
written about 400
Four
songs.
albums. 4 albums, 5
And I
albums.
picked up a one song
in
I
one
thought,
year.
Give this a go.
Yeah.
But the thing with songwriting on my side was just we'll give this a go. And as soon as I sang the song to Andrew, Andrew was like, where I kind of thought there might be a bit of trepidation because that was his thing, he was like, right, when can you get another one?
Yeah.
When can you do another one?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's kind of getting pushed to kind of do a little bit more, which to be honest with you, I kind of need sometimes as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're very, very lucky in that respect to have people that kind of were supporting me doing that as well.
And it was at a time when the whole thing depended on a lot of support from a lot of people
100%.
buying albums and helping out with the
I think
production and all that sort of stuff.
I think just in general, without support from lots of people, one of them just walking past us.
Exactly.
With yourself and with
Yeah.
yourself, I mean, to go off this a bit, with yourself and Shirley, it was like a really, really big thing for us because we're not a covers band. You know, we kind of come and play the songs that Andrew's written and I've written.
Yeah.
And to get
We are not crowd pleasers.
no,
We will do exactly what we want for 2 hours.
and to get the opportunity, you know,
It was a
like,
joyous thing, though. I mean, your songs are
100%.
joyous. Yeah. You were bringing them. You're bringing a big smile into the room, no matter what you were doing, eh?
but to get the support and the opportunity, you know, when we were playing here once a month, thanks to Shirley.
Yeah.
And we were in here doing an hour and a half, 2 hours of our own stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you don't get that so much
No,
these
you
days.
don't.
And these places are massively important.
Yeah.
And with yourself as well. It's
Agreed.
like, come and do your thing. Don't
Yeah.
come and play Sweet Home Alabama and
No.
Brown and Girl and this, that, and
No,
the
that's
next.
for the party afterwards.
To be fair, we got asked a few times.
So, yeah, I think
Yeah.
I digressed off there. But
Yeah. Interesting, interesting stuff. So, what's the songs you've got? A couple of songs from yourself.
What are they? I'll look down here. Okay. This one is called The One That Got
I
Away.
hope that one of them's the one that got away.
That's just this
Is
one.
that one?
Oh, that's this one now.
Jesus.
It's almost like a plan this.
I know, eh? I love this song. Steve.
Okay.
I did that.
She broke the glasses so that I couldn't see how optimistic things could be. Bread and butter and another drink or 3. Out in the cold where the smokers go. But don't worry, baby, things will be okay. I'm just reeling from the one that got away. I've scratched my head and for a while I wondered why. Juicy fruit had slipped and fallen from her eye, waiting for the frogs to fall out of the sky. It's all connected.
change and be a better man. I know it's not exactly happened yet, but I swear, God, I'm learning. Don't worry, baby, things will be okay. I'm just reeling from the one that got away. The drunken general leaves his troops astray. I know I've got to make my own way out of this. Oh, I wish, I wish, I wish, I wish, I wish, I wish. I'm always thinking of the one that got away. Sorry, I had to take the capital position. So we were talking about the songwriting thing earlier on, and saying about the first song. This is actually the first song I ever wrote, and it's on Daddy. What's the song? Yeah. So this is called Shift Bags. I will search for the cure of my blood to be cured, so I'm taking deep breaths and lying on the floor to gaze at the stars. In graveyard shift hours, I can see all the headstones, but where are the flowers? I cannot sleep tonight, and now it's getting bright, but things should be alright. Hopefully, and I will search for the source that's controlling this force. It keeps twisting my thoughts and throwing me off course, 'cause I know it's not right. Thinking what I should write, then deciding to leave it till tomorrow night. And now it's not so clear. Do all roads lead to here? Perhaps it's a bum steer. I cannot sleep tonight, and now it's getting right, but things should be alright. Hopefully, and now it's not so clear. Do all roads lead to here? Perhaps it's a bum steer.
Nice. Shift Buttons and the one that got away, Steve's contributions today. Your song's contributing today, but you've had You've both done solo projects as well, out with the Galipaygos albums.
Yeah, I did a big solo album. Didn't do anything with it, but yeah, I've recorded a solo album.
Yeah, well, I'm interested to hear that as well. Andrew, did you?
I did 2 albums under Mr. Still,
Yeah.
so that is my name,
Yeah.
and enjoyed them. To be honest, in their own way, they were not really dissimilar to
Yeah.
Galipaygos albums. But
Algorithm out there as well. As well at the moment. So, right, okay, the thorny subject, the band album, the band name, the launching of 1,000 misspelt posters.
I don't think the album, the name really helped.
I don't think it did at all.
It didn't really. I think the one thing to say is, this is a challenge to any. If you think of a band name, I promise you it exists. And it's really difficult to come up with a band name. And we came up with the name of Galipaygos, and then for a period of time we were just inventing a story around that name.
So give you an idea.
So the Galipaygos legend has it
Yeah.
are bootleggers and smugglers in prohibition times.
All right.
Couldn't tell you if that's true or not.
Yeah.
But it did cause us quite a lot of problems. Nobody could say it, nobody could spell it. Everybody thought we were the Galipaygos.
The gay police.
No,
I got
The gay boys.
I got stick for that one, I think.
We picked that. I think probably if you've got a pet name,
Yeah.
that means people like you.
Yeah.
But the gay police was kicked away for a long time. We got introduced on the main stage at Belgium as the gay police.
Is that right?
A really funny story about the band name. We were playing at Drum the Dropping one night. This really drunk guy latched on to us before we played, and you're the band for tonight. Are you any good?
No.
Yeah. Why did you stay in much? Well, what are you called? The Galipaygos. Oh Christ, I'll never remember that.
Yeah.
So he watched our first set. He came out when we were having a smoke, and he was really complimentary. He thought you were great. What were you called again? The Galipaygos. Oh, I'll never remember that. I've got a pal. He's got a bar at crac. He would love you. What are you called again? The Galipaygos. Oh. Right. I better go. I'm away home to see my wife and tell her about this great band I saw. Gary Lip Gloss. So the name has not helped. But we are where we are.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the name covered. Dickie's here, of course, and we've introduced one or two of the other protagonists, at least by name, with the band. But how did that? Who started getting involved? How early? What other artists have joined in? And we've had Kate, of course. And
that original 6-piece band,
Yeah.
I think, was pretty strong.
Yeah.
And if Kevin and Alan hadn't moved to Australia and
Yeah.
Holland respectively,
Yeah.
there would be an argument to say we would probably still be together. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then once it did change, there were line-up changes down the way.
Was it a kind of collective at some point? Around about your songs, or you had set? You would have an album and you have a set band that went out to, loosely speaking, promote the album.
I mean, I left for a little while because it was a work. This is not a full-time job, so
Yeah.
I had a full-time job. I was working nights and seeing somebody who lived in Glasgow. And one of the things that I've always thought with what we do, particularly back then, was there was a lot of practice involved. So once a week
Yeah.
we would all get together to practice. And when I felt like I couldn't commit to that,
Yeah.
that was when I thought, well, I need to bow out here because it's just not fair on everybody else. So I think a lot of it has just been circumstance more than anything else. It's just been kind of working around X, Y, and Z.
And time. 20 years is a long time to keep
Yeah,
the
that's
same
true,
people
yeah.
in one band.
Yeah,
Obviously, particularly in our case, had a line-up, did an album, then got a fiddle player and thought, wow,
Yeah.
fiddle player, let's do an album with a fiddle player. So it was a bit of a desire to keep pushing out in different directions.
Yeah. And you, it was an eclectic search as well, wasn't it? Because there'd be a funk song, or there'd be a Celtic song, or there'd be something that you needed other instrumentation for anyway. I
Well,
would
I think
thought.
probably this bar caused that.
This is
You know,
what
if
you-
you're going to
yeah.
play for 2 hours,
Yeah.
you know, you
Yeah.
need to mix it up as much as you can.
Yeah. And if you've got a gig once a month, you've got to keep the band together as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. So,
Yeah.
I think also there's just the thing of like us, our music taste. You know, if you looked at back then, our CD collections, it wasn't just one thing. It started off as being like a all country kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then, as kind of taste progressed or whatever, then we decided maybe we want to do a bit of that. And like you said, you know, maybe then going, well, hang on, we've got a trumpet, we've got a sax,
Yeah.
we can actually do that. You
Yeah.
know, and then kind of trying to take things out as far as we possibly could.
And Belladrum was sort of kind of hanging there for more. It started when you started, and pretty soon you had played every stage, every single stage, and the car park as well, I believe.
well, I remember joking one year because we started on the main stage, then we played the Seaton stage, then we played your stage, and I joked on your stage.
Ever
Next
shrinking.
year we'll be taking your tickets when you come again. We sort of started at the top. Yeah, Belladrum's always been really good to us.
Yeah.
You've always been really good to us in
Oh,
Belladrum,
thanks.
so
Yeah.
it's certainly a part of
Yeah.
part of the band.
Yeah, excellent. Well, let's hope next year you're going to bring the family in and involve the family next year as well. More on that coming over the months. Please do stay tuned for that if you're viewing here.
So another song?
About time, I think. Stop me talking.
No one, these people nodding off while we're
Yeah.
chatting. So, as we said, unfortunately we lost a good friend very recently, Alan Harfield, who was in the band for a long, long time, and he was basically central to our creative output, and Alan got in touch with me and wanted me to send this song to him. And I think he actually told me a wee bit of a porcupine so that I would send it to him. He said he had a fall and he was poorly, and this song was kind of written as a kind of hangover song, but it's about how you've kind of ruined your body. It turned out Alan was very, very poorly and he passed away at the end of August. So this
Dear
is for Alan Harfield. It's called Dear God. How many years is it since we played this? It's got to be at least 10. At least 10.
Well, while Andrew's tuning, a couple more questions coming up. I'm going to ask him for if there's any young bands, because they're not that anymore. Any advice for them starting out? Have a think if there's any. This is your chance to nail them on any questions as well.
I like the sound of this.
Yeah. So we'll throw it open to any questions.
Is that in the script? Okay, Dear God. Dear God, my body's done. Can you send a new one? I mistreated the one that you gave. I'm sure that heart is broken, and hard years of smoking and drinking minutes out of shape. I prayed to you before, my demands were ignored, but this time there's no going back. Lord, have mercy on me, don't take it all from me. The good book says I am your child. Oh, don't hurt me now, 'cause I just found out you can forgive a lifetime of sin in exchange for a prayer and a song.
God, my body's done. Can you send a new one? I mistreated the one that you gave. Now I've learned my lesson. That is a blessing. I pulled up just prior to impact.
Okay, next one's called Saw.
Born 47, son of Annie and James. 53 Columba Road, the house where he played. Margaret had a brother, she would teach him to dance. There was Master Dog and Peggy too, she was Dad's aunt. A bishop's seat and altar boy, top of the class. You're gonna get college with a surname like that. Once he told me how he loved the boy off his bike. Tired of hearing those that he didn't like. He practiced smoking cigarettes, kept whiskey in the pigeon shed. The only time he got caught up, Antivia came to stay. And Charter, like other boys, mischief and fun. He got himself in trouble, but then he was the one to get himself back out again, a gift that he had. Teachers always fell for the gift of the gab. Margaret moved to Greg Street, she was on her way home. She'd beat him up when he was drunk and no one would know. His mother used to say, you know my boy's good as gold. Margaret knew the true story, but she never told. He practiced smoking cigarettes, kept whiskey in the pigeon shed. The only time he got caught out, Auntie Thea came to stay. Snagged and finished early, it was still bright outside. Running home seemed a good idea at the time. He spent songs singing, drinks mixing, blood rushing, head spinning. When he got home, his mother was waiting.
On guitar, Steve Sinclair.
In his bed he slipped down on his hands and his knees. When next to him in the drive his mother appears. Get into the house before the neighbors all see. He tried to speak but what he said was said drunkenly. And so it was all that he could say. Oh, his mother was ashamed. The only time he got caught out, Auntie Thea came to stay. To stay.
A little bit of a couple of these.
So just to demonstrate how uncool we are as a band, this song is about fishing at Tarvey, and it's called Picking Fishes.
There's a line in the water, hook up on that line. It's loaded up with bait, it'll only be a matter of time. We'll be picking fish. fishes like apples from a tree. Sun goes down, take them home, cook ourselves a feast. So I thought, fish don't bite, they can't be caught that easily. There's a fish in the water looking up at me. He sees that hook, that line, that bubble. He won't take the bait that easily. He's been swimming upstream since I was a boy. He can't tell the real thing from the fake, colorful decoy. He swims on, fish don't bite, they can't be caught that easily. There's a chill in the air now, the moon is on the rise. I've been here since early morning, every kind of bait you get I've tried. So much from land a hunter, what will I eat tonight? I'll come back tomorrow, washing powder, guns and dynamite. So I thought, fish don't bite, they can't be caught that easily. That easily.
Picking fishes, soy, and dear God, the penultimate set. We've got another set to come. I did mention we're going to ask you for some advice in keeping the band together. I mean, it's enough. It's reason enough that you've managed to keep a band together for 20 years to ask that question. Was it always harmony and melody and joy?
Given enough alcohol.
That's pretty much a
Smooth
good.
out the edges.
That's pretty much a good. It is a party, eh? The Galipaygos. No, Dickies.
We were very well behaved, always.
No, I think it's always
Yeah.
it's always been pretty
So-
good times.
so-
I don't think there's been any.
You're always looking forward to the next gig, eh? Yeah. Gonna ask about that next gig, next album, next festival, all that sort of stuff as well. What would you say to some? I mean, it's already been answered here by Fash, who's listening in County Clare, who says, "Don't start a band." Bills, what do you think?
Advice for the youth.
I think just keep playing, you know, just play as much as you can, experiment, you know, don't be, you know, perturbed by, you know, some of the brick walls that you may
Yeah.
come across. Just keep doing it, try and enjoy it, try and, you know, you meet great people. So yeah, I mean, just keep playing as much as you can with as many people as you
Use
can.
MySpace. It's a great tool.
There's a new one coming along called Facebook. You tell me.
I think the thing was, like I mentioned
Because
before,
I mean, you hit the music industry at exactly the wrong time when it was dying.
Mhm.
So you had to have a commitment to the music to actually get it out there.
But that's the thing though. It's that thing of, like I'm saying, I left because I didn't feel like we practiced once a week religiously, and that was the thing to do. You know,
Yeah.
to say to anybody else, that's what to do. It's like Bill said, keep playing,
Yeah.
keep doing, keep practicing, and then
Yeah.
you'll find that on the other side of like this side of like being on the stage, you could play. You know, we played in the Wicker Man Festival. We were lucky enough to get a gig on there, and we turned up, and there was a. I can't remember who the guy was that was playing before us. But anyway, this guitarist from this band was doing this solo set, and we got told he's going to carry on a little bit. Are you going to be okay to drop a couple of songs from your set? And we were like, no problem.
Right.
We'll do it, no bother. As soon as they said that, he finished. He came back and they were like, are you okay to add a couple of songs to your set? We were like, no problem. We were prepared for it all. And doing that, remember that night, we had the best sound we've ever had.
Yeah.
The sound guys couldn't do enough for us, and it's kind of like,
that's
be practiced, and just, if you're turning up to do things like this, be prepared and don't be harsh with people. Just you know, keep people in good stead and people look after you.
Yeah.
You do the turn, people look after you too.
Yeah. Good. Andrew, cap that one off.
Well, I think what worries me, not to sort of bring it on a bit of a downer, is, you know, the landscape that we are used to is changing dramatically right now.
Aye.
You know, MySpace is gone. That's a big shock.
Never. Damn.
You know, we've lost the Ironworks, we've lost half a million nannies.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what's going to happen to this place that we are in. Obviously, fantastic places like Tooth and Claw springing up, and there's other places. So I think my advice would be kind of songwriting advice, and this was kind of advice that I gave to Steve. You've just got to write songs. You know, the first song is not going to be Bohemian Rhapsody.
Thank God for that. Hate that fucking song.
But you need to just get into the rhythm of writing, and write that first one. It might not be brilliant. Write the second one. Write the third one. You can always come back to the first one.
Yeah.
So I think probably that'd be mine. But it's the same thing. Just keep doing it. Keep turning up.
Yeah.
Keep putting yourself out there. If somebody wants you to go and play it in their living room, go and do it, because it all adds to the experience.
Yeah.
It's like you said earlier on about, like, sometimes you turn up and you be the biggest surprise. The times when you can't be bothered, you end up going to do it, and you might find out that's one of the best things that you've had doing it, because you were there. You know, you never know if you're not going to be there.
Aye, indeed. And we're here at the market bar,
Exactly.
talking about all this and what amongst friends as well. So thank you very much for inviting me, inviting us. This is going out on 20 different platforms, talking about MySpace. I haven't managed to hook in MySpace yet, but it might be, maybe try that, just for the gimmick.
Somebody out there is listening with money. Go buy MySpace. Let's make MySpace.
We did have NessMP3.com, in fairness to Inverness, one of the first ever social media platforms. David Sidley got that going. And a few other things. So we have been in the forefront of a lot of stuff around Inverness. This venue, of course, is keeping it all alive, the Market Bar. So a big round of applause for the Market Bar. Thank you for having us. And what's next for the band? Aye. Yeah, that's coming.
That's next.
Rum and Coke's next. So we're working on our next album, our 9th album,
Right?
which is 50-50, Steve's songs and my songs.
Oh, wow.
So, you know,
Probably going to be our worst.
I'm here to announce that Steve's finally pulling his weight.
Where are you recording? Is it a home studio thing?
Well, we've recorded, to be honest, we are probably less active than we used to be. And busier than we used to be, so Andrew Taylor has become pretty much a de facto member
Of Dropkick.
of Dropkick. Yes, he's become a de facto member of the band as
Yeah.
well. Bills is too expensive these days. There's appearance rights, there's use of his image, there's all kinds of
Yes.
So we've recorded that with Andrew.
Of course, and there's a wealth of experience right there, eh? I mean, he's probably done even more albums than you have over the 20 years or so. This week, yeah. God, where is he this week? They were in Spain the last I saw them. No, they weren't. They were in Edinburgh, but they've been all over Europe.
We seen them in Glasgow a couple of days after that.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Awesome.
They're great. I mean, they're doing it. That's why. You know, playing all the time.
So new album beginning of next year maybe?
Right.
It's pretty much.
You got the
there.
songs. You've
Yeah.
done the recordings. Got the artwork. Always look forward to the artwork. Particularly liked Dickie Bill's artwork. What was the name of the album that? With the
Whiskey Talking.
The Whiskey
The
Talking.
Whiskey Talking, yeah,
Yeah.
I actually didn't play on that album.
Is that
Andrew
right?
asked me to model for it. The opportunity to upload my modelling career.
Yeah.
But that's about as far
Well,
as it went.
That's where they used it as a mood started. He
Yeah.
thought, wait a minute, there's a pound in this.
What he said to me, he says, I want your mad eyes. Okay, I think I can do that.
Well, it's always been fun, guys. Always something to look forward to. It's always a good gig when you go out to the gig, the Galipaygos gig as well. So well done, Galipaygos, ladies and gentlemen.
Right, so
All right, now before we do, will we throw it onto the floor?
Oh,
Trying to get away with it.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah. Any questions?
yes, we would
Routine
like to
inquiries. Yeah.
If you could choose any artist, living or dead, to cover one Galipaygos song,
Hey.
which artist and song?
There's a question.
Taylor Swift would be worth it.
Ah, straight in for the money. Elvis.
I'm going with Taylor Swift. That's got to be worth a pound.
Girls
And
allowed
she
to
quite
girls
likes
All right.
getting back together.
country music.
Yeah. So who amongst the people that you're actually listening? Are you listening to Taylor Swift stuff?
I don't actually know if I've
Wait a
heard
minute.
a Taylor Swift song.
Is he? Is he?
Well, let's watch for the sound then.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Who amongst the people that you're listening to?
Are we listening?
No. Yeah. Who you'd like to cover a Galipaygos song apart from Dropkick?
That was going to be my answer.
Uh,
I don't know.
just an idea. What was the last album you bought? Is that? Shall we ask him that? And now I'm stealing the show here. What was the last album?
The National laugh track
Ah, Steve.
and Taylor Swift's back catalogue, just like she plays one of mine.
I bought a Mark Lanigan album, Whiskey for the Holy Ghost.
Mark's
And I
great.
didn't have it on vinyl, so I bought it on vinyl.
They've got a gig coming up. They're out at, or did I miss it? They were out at the Universal Hall. Finto.
Who's this?
Mark Lanigan.
No, we're not really.
Flanagan.
Easy tribute version of Mark Lanigan.
Anything else?
Right, thank you. I didn't go try that 20 years ago.
Only about 20 minutes ago.
Another question?
Oh, I don't think Steve answered that question.
What was it?
Oh no, you did. Right.
I
Mark.
don't know. I like Lanigan, yeah.
But who would you choose to cover one of our
Mark
songs?
Lanigan and Gaga would be there you go. That'll be interesting.
Is the new album more of the same or is it different in any way?
Steve's pulling his weight. That's different.
It's a lot different because Andrew's put a lot more guitar on it as well.
Oh, hello.
I'm having to work harder,
Yeah.
There's,
and I'm having to sing the high bits.
I'll tell you what there is, there's a drum machine on one song which is something you've never done before. So it's a little bit, see what it like when it comes out.
It's not grind. on the drum and
We
bass.
just start, Andrew raps in one of the songs. It's amazing.
Is that a true story?
Next album
Yeah.
though.
Anyone else?
If you could play a gig anywhere, would it be?
I was thinking we were
Market bar.
to be perfectly honest.
It's,
You know, well, you answered the
well,
question.
you get nights in here that you just can't get anywhere else. We've been really lucky, but we were playing here sort of once a month for I don't know how long. Brilliant time. I tell you, actually, really, really useful. It's just something that just popped in my head here. We played in here one night, and it was absolutely mobbed. Like there was people sitting on the floor. It was so busy, and everybody was going. We finished one of the songs, and this lassie shouted, "Play the Stereophonics." And this is Andrew Still for you, straight away, like that was like that. That's why you're sitting on the floor. It's like, okay, I get it.
It's a nice story, Steve.
Just about that.
I would say the market bar. I mean, I always really wanted to play King Tut's, but we never quite got to that level. But we've been lucky. We played all over Scotland, and any time we come back here, it is like, thank God we're home.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like home field advantage, and it's nice to go play other places, but yeah, this is where we belong. I could maybe bet you them.
Last chance. One more.
Good. Are we off the hook?
Hit it.
Right. This song is by Birds, covered by the band,
Whey!
Bob Dylan, and possibly Taylor Swift.
Push.
It's called You Ain't Going Nowhere. If you know the words, please sing along.
Cloud so swift, rain won't lift, gate won't close, railings froze. Get your mind off winter time. You ain't going nowhere.
Everyone sing.
Ooh-wee, ride me high. Tomorrow's the day my bride's gonna come. Oh, oh, are we gonna fly down in the easy chair? I don't care how many letters they sent. Morning came, morning went. Pack up your money, pick up your tent. You ain't going nowhere. Ooh-wee, ride me high. Tomorrow's the day my bride's gonna come. Oh, oh, are we gonna fly down in the easy chair? Buy me a flute and a gun that shoots. Tailgates, substitutes. Crack yourself to a tree with roots. You ain't going nowhere. Ooh-wee, ride me high. Tomorrow's the day my bride's gonna come. Oh, oh, are we gonna fly down in the easy chair? Genghis Khan, he could not keep all his kings supplied with sleep. Climb that hill, no matter how steep, we get up to it. Ooh-wee, ride me high. Tomorrow's the day my bride's gonna come. Oh, are we gonna fly down in the easy chair?
Marvelous. I have a favour to ask. We're getting to closing the set out. Can I do the outro over the Galipaygos theme music?
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but
Just saying thank you to everybody.
Is
in
that
it.
like a dance?
It's
that you're
it's
gonna do?
it's what no. I'll just talk away and say thank you to everybody that's been listening, and don't want to spoil the surprise.
Well, firstly, I will do our thank yous. So thank you all for coming and being here. Very much appreciated. Thank you, Rob, for hosting. Thank you, Scott, for filming. Thank you to the young lady behind the bar whose name I do not know. Thank you for Kat. Thank you, Kat. Thanks, Rose.
I've got you covered.
Thank you to everybody who's ever come and seen us, bought a CD, come to a gig, all of that stuff. The good news is we're only going to keep going for another 20 years.
Yeah.
So if you
Just the
haven't
start.
seen us yet, there's still a chance.
Have you still got CDs for sale?
A garage full of them.
So it's
We give them away.
so it's a million seller. You got a million in the cellar.
So this is called the theme for the Galipaygos. If you want to clap along, it works really well. And it goes like this.
That's us. Thanks very much for viewing, guys. This has been IMTV Medicine Show production for IMTV. We are thankful to the Americana Central for hosting this event in particular.